All right, let's pivot to the build-up for the Sunday to come. Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots since 2000. Tom Brady, who was the starting quarterback since 2001 and who left, if you haven't heard, via free agency in 2020, and who is coming back, if you haven't heard, to Foxborough on Sunday night. Last week, when Bill Belichick was asked about anything Tom Brady related, hey, we're focused on the Saints. Well, can't say it this week because they're focused on the Buccaneers and Tom Brady. Let's have a listen to Bill Belichick from his press conference today and our friend Tom Curran giving him the business a little bit, and deservedly so.
You spoke on WEEI today about Tom Brady looking at his options, and he decided Tampa was a better option. Why weren't the Patriots a better option for him when both Robert Kraft and Brady himself said over and over how much they wanted him to finish his career here?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to go back and rehash all that. We've talked about that. Really, my focus right now is on my focus is on the game here. And look, I have so much respect and appreciation for Tom and everything he did here and for me and for our team. And we're just getting ready to compete against Tampa this week, and we're going to keep our focus on that.
But you talk about rehashing dynamics that you've already gone through. You've never done that.
Yeah, we made a statement when Tom left, and that covered it.
You surprised how well he's played? He's thrown 61 touchdown passes in 23 games down there. Won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, Tom's a great player. Nothing surprises me that he does.
Fair enough.
Bravo, Thomas Curran, giving him the business. Hey, look. People got to be accountable. People got to be willing to answer tough questions. I've said this time again, if Bill Belichick doesn't like it, there's a high school somewhere where you can go coach lacrosse and be compensated accordingly. This guy's making over $20 million a year, and part of the job is to periodically answer questions. And sometimes there's going to be questions he doesn't like. And this whole, it's already been addressed, bull S bleep T. He uses that all the time. It's already been addressed. No, it hasn't. It was so great that Tom got on him and said, you've never discussed it. We've never talked to you about it. It's never been a topic. It's very easy to let the time pass and say it's already been addressed. You go back, well, wait a minute. It hasn't been addressed. When are you ever going to address it? It's a great technique for avoiding having to talk about things. Maybe that's what the NFL should do. They should hire Bill Belichick to be the guy who answers questions about bad calls. And when he's asked a question, all he has to say is it's already been addressed. Even if it hasn't been. It's already been addressed. And off we go.
How much does Bill Belichick hate this week? How much did he dread this week? You know he didn't want to talk about Tom Brady, and he didn't want to talk about Tom Brady all week. And he's going to talk about Tom Brady all week because guess what? Tom Brady's not there. And I do think he had a little bit of revisionist history, Mike, because he said, we never wanted Tom Brady to leave. They never offered Tom Brady a contract. So Tom was going somewhere else. The one thing he got right was, he thought Tampa was a better option than New England. Tampa was and is a better option. He won a Super Bowl there, and the Patriots are 8-11 without Brady. They would have been better with Brady, Mike, but I don't think they would have won a Super Bowl last year with Brady.
No, I agree with you, and I don't know that I would call it mutual. Brady clearly wanted to move on. Brady clearly had enough of Bill Belichick, and whether it was Bill Belichick recognizing that we need to remove the Band-Aid at some point and move forward, whether he got the feeling that Tom just wasn't happy anymore, whatever the explanation, I think that both sides recognized the time had come to move on. And I think that by the time free agency began in 2020, the Patriots had a pretty good idea Tom wanted a fresh start. And I can't fault him for it. And a point I made today, look at what Matthew Stafford has done with the Rams after leaving the Lions. And how many other veteran quarterbacks now, Shireen, are going to look at Brady and Stafford and say, I want to do what they were able to do. I want to go to a place where I'm going to be able to add to my legacy, like a Russell Wilson. Laura Oakman of Fox said during yesterday's Vikings-Seahawks game that she had spoken to Wilson, and he says, I want to be legendary. I want to be iconic. And I'm telling you, even more so than Rodgers, because Rodgers wants out of Green Bay for other reasons entirely. Wilson's going to want out because he's going to want to go somewhere where he can become the 2022 version of Tom Brady and and Matthew Stafford over the last 2 years. This wasn't supposed to be about Russell Wilson, but the broader point is Brady has shown that if you're with a team that you think is keeping you from what you're trying to do, which is win Super Bowls, engineer it so you get a chance to pick a new team. And we've seen Brady do it and Stafford, and there's going to be more, not less, moving forward.
And how about Matt Ryan? You can probably add him to that list, too. He's a former NFL MVP. You would like to think that he would want to be somewhere else to have a chance to win that Super Bowl that eluded him against Brady, Mike.
Yeah, and Matt Ryan told me before the season began that he never considered the possibility of leaving the Falcons. And I guess if they had lost yesterday, I would say even more strongly maybe you should have. But they did win. We got to give the Falcons some credit. They pulled off a victory on the day that they retired Eli Manning's jersey.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.